Hey crew, I've got the key to that 2023 Toyota Supra 3.0 manual. We are going to take it for a drive, but first let's check out how it looks on the inside and outside. Up front is a protruding snout with the Toyota logo on it. Above, a functional front air dam. Then there is functional cooling at the corners with some non-functional pieces here. Then we have our first fake vent as a teardrop to the LED projector headlights with LED DRLs and turn signals. This one is painted in a new color for 23, Stratosphere Blue. Looks very dark when the sun's not on it, but when it is, it really comes to life with that metallic flake. There's an extending front splitter in flat black, and then from the side, we find a set of new matte gray 18-inch forged alloy wheels wrapped up in Michelin Pilot Super Sport tires, 255 section front, 275s in the rear. From within the wheels, you can see the red painted 4-piston brakes, clamping on 13.7-inch front rotors, extending flat black side sill. Another fake vent here, supposed to break up the long hood, flat black door mirror caps, and then another fake vent right here. Stepping back to look at the profile, the Supra's long hood and gently tapering roofline really draw the eye to the rear portion of the profile, kind of emphasizing the rear drive dynamics. At the back is this very cool integrated duckbill spoiler within the trunk lid. There are LED taillights. Above, yet another fake vent right there. Black diffuser is pronounced with 2 stainless steel exhaust ports. I love the back end view of the Supra. Just really emphasizes the haunches, gets you excited. Not much has changed for 23 beyond the color and wheels, but it still stands out on the road. The fake vents get me. Let's check out the interior. Opening up and looking inside at this premium trimmed interior in all black with leather sport bucket seats with white contrast stitching, power adjustments, and 2-position memory. There are aluminum foot pedals, aluminum tread plates that say Supra on them, injection molding up high in the doors, leatherette wrapped padded armrests, not much padding, white contrast stitching, gloss black, 2 one-touch up-down windows, power adjusting and power folding door mirrors. Down here, hatch release. And because of the hatch design, there's a nice large opening for you to load in cargo. You've got 10 cubic feet of space, sort of an awkward shape going around the wheel arches, and it's fairly shallow, but yeah, that big opening makes it so much easier for loading in items. Sliding in, which is actually kind of hard to do. You have to duck your head quite a lot if you're taller so you don't whack on this pillar. In front of the driver is a digital instrument cluster that you can reconfigure somewhat by hitting the BC button here. There's a head-up display, injection molding up on the dashboard, some white contrast stitching, then an 8.8-inch touchscreen infotainment that's reasonably responsive, and it has wired Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Further down are some custom settings for your media, then your dual-zone auto climate control system, above a wireless smartphone charging pad, USB-A port, and a DC outlet. Interesting to note that they changed up the center console area. They widened it to accommodate having your infotainment controls off here to the right, and then they moved this piece back so your arm wouldn't get jammed up trying to shift the gears. They also moved back the shifter lever compared to the automatic selector so that you'd have the clearance to also shift those gears. The gear selector feels great in the hands. We'll get more into the shifting action during the drive. Sport mode button is here. Your emergency brake is there. The gloss carbon fiber is standard. Then you've got this padded armrest portion with 2 cup holders. There's just no storage inside it. You have a little bit of storage back here though. Visibility is just okay. The viewing straight at the back is all right, but then you've got that thick blind spot at that pillar, and then here your view is blocked by the headrest. This cabin feels pretty darn tight, I'll be honest, but the material quality is good and the driving position is really solid. So let's take this GR Supra Manual for a drive. All right, let's fire it up. Just a little bit of overrun on startup to set the tone. We got those well-known BMW chimes here in this Toyota product. I do have to have the AC going because it's so stinking hot today. E-brake off. When you don't hit any buttons here, then you just start in the normal drive mode. To go into reverse, it's all the way over left. You feel a click, and then you go up into reverse. We've got some parking sensors, no bird's eye view, and a wide angle, though I'm just going to say medium resolution backup camera with trajectory lines. Actually don't even need that. I'm just going to go straight into first, and we'll fire things off with a turning radius test. Excellent. And how about a horn test to follow? The world famous. I forgot. It's been a few months since I drove the Supra. I forgot it's got the baby horn. Hi, I'm a horn. One day I'll be a horn. Okay, so just some fair warning. We're not actually going to be able to take the Supra out on the road today. We're here at the Utah Motorsports Park, and they've allowed us to do a drive route around the tracks. So this is a short little loop, but I will be able to do a 0 to 60 test and a braking test before we actually get out on the track, which is going to be a lot of fun. Let's talk about the powertrain. 3-liter turbocharged inline 6-cylinder. It makes 382 horsepower and 368 pound-feet of torque. It is connected, finally, to a 6-speed manual gearbox. Or you can have the 8-speed automatic, but I mean, come on. The 6-speed is what fans of the Supra have been dying for. Since the moment it was revealed 2 years ago, went on sale rather 2 years ago, they were just like, where's the manual? And so many of them said, where's the manual, that Toyota said, oh, okay, I guess we have to build one. I mean, you weren't exactly twisting their arm too hard, but they just had to be able to make the case to the bean counters that enough people would buy it. And so here we finally have the 6-speed manual gearbox. And it is in fact a ZF unit that is used in BMW products, but not any one specific product. Toyota made it clear that they had to completely retrofit this gearbox to fit this car. So while it shares some DNA with BMW manuals, it's not like a cut and paste from any of those cars. And friends, let me tell you, this gearbox was worth the wait. Moving through the gears, just such a nice notchy feeling as you engage each new gear. The throws are ultra short. There is no mystery as to whether you're actually in the gear. It's a great transmission. The clutch pickup is communicative. You know precisely when that engagement point is reached. The pedal travel isn't too long as well. And it's easy. Frankly, this is just an easy transmission to operate as well. And you do also have the rev match function that you can turn off by going into the individual drive mode. But it's a really handy feature to have just around town. This was where I was going to do the 0 to 60 test, but as we can see, someone has commandeered the middle of the road. All right, I've got the race box set up now. We're into the sport drive mode. I've got my sport display showing here. Going into first gear, there is no launch control, so it's just up to your feet and your hands to get this thing to 60 as quick as possible. Here goes. You do get to 60 in second gear, though I'm going to say 4.89 seconds is not as quick as you could do a 0 to 60 launch in the Supra. I just didn't have all the pieces down perfectly. Toyota says you can get this car to 60 in just 4.2 seconds. That stands as 0.3 seconds more than the automatic transmission. And that is not enough of a trade-off for me to say, just get the automatic. The manual, that action, that 0 to 60 there, even if it was slower, it felt faster because it was so much more engaging and fun. Next up on the agenda is going to be a braking test from around 60. Ooh, that was excellent. Like I mean, the responsiveness of the brakes, the initial bite, and then we really scrubbed speed quickly. The pedal also hung in there, stayed resistant against the pressure of my foot on it. The only thing left from here, from a performance standpoint, is to see how the Supra does on a track. And we are here at a track. So why don't we kick over, get some of that fun in, and then we'll bring it on back and wrap this one up with a competitive discussion and just summarizing my thoughts. Teleportation complete. So I've had one orientation lap here at the Utah Motorsports Park, so forgive some missed apexes as I still learn all these corners here. I do know that this is going to be a 3rd and 4th gear track, may not even see 4th gear. But that's all you need in the Supra 3.0. There's so much power here. All over. And it's all in control of its body. That quick left to right there, it transferred its weight, pivoted, stayed stable. Brakes feel strong just like they did on the street. Missed that apex by quite a lot. The power buildup is really smooth as well. This is a fun one because you can't really even see. You just have to look up over, and then it's like a double apex section. The turn in is quick. The buildup of the steering, want to stay in tighter on this one. Gives you that communication you're looking for. Oh, what a sweet ride. Had to pit between laps, and I'm now going to put us into sport traction. See if we can't have a better read of this track. It's just so smooth. It feels very hard to agitate the Supra Manual. It's just a flow. Gentle, progressive. Even here in this slalom, you can dart in quickly and you don't feel the 3,300 pounds of weight. Kind of overcooked that one on the brakes. Not that they aren't strong, I just carried a little too much speed there. This one, you really got to brake in deeper into the corner because it's a later apex. Still haven't sorted that corner out quite yet. I do know when you get on the power, that limited slip differential manages to get it to the ground so efficiently. You can get in a groove with this car so easily. And I feel like more laps, more time to get a hang of things, I'd really have fun pushing this thing. Last one out. Not gonna go any crazier with it. And I still haven't managed to find a section where I'd need 4th gear. So I can't really talk about the shifting on track, but I can say that from my impressions on road, if you were at a lower speed track where you're working through those gears, maybe an autocross, that extra level of engagement would be so satisfying. I'm gonna brake here at 1 instead of waiting too long this time. Still was probably a little too deep. much fun. This is a great car, my friends. It's as good on the track as I hoped it would be. And I did get to drive the automatic version in the wet on track, and had so much fun with it. Okay. Tried to make it a fun transition from on track to on road. Back here on the street. The only things I'm thinking I don't love about this Supra are the way you have to get in and out by tucking your head so much if you're taller. And this one I didn't mention before, but because they had to move the gear selector back compared to the automatic transmission selector that was further forward to give you the clearance to shift the gears, it means that it kind of makes your arm like stub up here. And I only really noticed that when I was on track and trying to do things quickly. My elbow was kind of cocked a bit too much. Otherwise, this car is fantastic. The sound it makes is great. The power is excellent. The handling is sweet and dialed. The braking performance is right there on par. I'm a fan. I just am. Couple things I did not yet share with you before we go into the competitive discussion. The top speed of this vehicle is 160 miles per hour, and the fuel economy is 19 mpg city, 27 highway, and 21 combined. The price, the starting figure for the manual Supra, we wondered, is it going to be more expensive than the automatic transmission version? No. It's going to be $53,500 to start. This one is tested with the paint job, and the premium equipment group is $57,100. Compare this to the Nissan Z. What do you think I was going to say? Of course it's the Z, the new Z that starts at around $41,000, and you get the 400 horsepower, but you don't get the limited slip rear differential and all that good stuff. So really you want the performance package, and that one starts at $51,000. It makes 400 horsepower, as I said. It gets to 60 in about 4.5 seconds in the manual. The top speed is 150 miles per hour, I believe. And the fuel economy is 20 combined. It also weighs 300 pounds more than this. I do feel like the new Z is more daily driver friendly. The cabin feels more spacious. It's not as monochromatic, and it is certainly interesting to look at. Some people love it, some people hate it. I fall somewhere in the middle where it's intriguing, but some angles just feel over stylized, overdone for me. And the last thing I'm thinking of in that Z, as you go over some bumps and rougher roads here in the Supra, is that the ride quality was certainly softer, more pleasant. I'm gonna say, though the Z is nicer to you day in and day out, if it comes down to the better driving car, it's gonna be the Supra. Another one you might consider, the Porsche 718 Cayman. That is a little more expensive to start, just under $62,000. It makes 296 horsepower in the base version, and the 0 to 60 time is slower at 4.9 seconds. The top speed is higher though at 171 miles per hour. It also weighs quite a bit less. And I'm gonna say, if you're going to autocross your car, get a Cayman, because the extra power that you have in this or the Z aren't gonna really factor in quite as much, as the lightweight will make a measure for the 718 Cayman. And if you just want the brand prestige of driving a Porsche, okay, that's the car for you. And of course, the handling is fantastic. The gearbox is great as well. I would get the Supra. Now that it's offered in the manual, now that the manual, we know, is not any more expensive than the automatic, and yet gives you more of that engagement, what we've asked for as enthusiasts from Toyota, and they answered the call. This is it for me, guys. I would get this car. I hope you've enjoyed this POV drive review. If you did, please like, comment, and share the video. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell to get notified. And I'll see you next time.